let's move to the next point, that is the integrated rate law. So initially when we are considering about the rate of reaction, then in earlier studies we are considering about the differential rate law, which describes the dependence of the rate of reaction on the concentration in terms of a derivative. So previously we written the average rate, then instantaneous rate. So we written that in terms of a differential or their derivatives. So these differential rate laws are converted into integrated rate laws, and it gives or it helps us for the knowing the concentration of reactant for different times. Okay, so this differential rate law, which is converted into integrated rate laws, which gives the concentration of reactant at different times. Okay, here we are going to see the integrated rate law for the first order reaction in a solution. So integrated rate law for first order, so we are considering the first order reaction. So first order reaction, that is considered as A converted to the product. So if it is given as equation number 1. So differential rate law for the first order reaction is given as a rate equal to minus D. So that reactants are there, so that are consuming. So minus D molar concentration of A upon dt, that is a with time, is equal to K, that is proportional to constant rate constant into molar concentration of A. Equation 2 is given. Now if you are going to rearrange this equation, then that is given as a dA upon this molar concentration of A is here equal to minus sign there K into dt. So this equation is number 3. So where that molar concentration, that A in square bracket is nothing but the molar concentration of A at time t. Okay, so let's consider initial concentration. So initial concentration is given by A0, molar concentration in bracket of A 0, that is initial concentration of reactant A at time t equal to 0. So initial concentration is there. Then AT is a concentration of A at time t, so t equal to t. So if we are going to integrate equation 3, so this equation 3 is integrated in between the limits. So molar concentration of A is equal to molar concentration of A 0 at t equal to 0. So initially for t equal to 0, that is A equal to molar concentration of A 0, and A is equal to AT at t equal to t, that is a time. So integration this equation 3 in between that limits. So we are getting this equation, integration of dA upon A. We are considering the molar concentration in between the limits A0 to molar concentration of AT equal to minus K. So K is a constant, so it is outside of the integration symbol. So integration in between limits 0 to t into dt. So equation 4 is given. Now on integration, this gets that ln in bracket A in between the limit A0 to AT equal to minus K, and this integration of dt in limits 0 to t, we are getting the t. So for this one, if you are simplify this one, ln in bracket AT minus, so upper limit minus the lower limit is equal to minus KT. So equation 5 is given. Now if you are rearranging this equation for rate constant K, so K is here, so 1 by T, and this ln, so minus sign is here, so we are giving this as a plus sign. So in next equation we are getting K equal to 1 upon T ln A0 divided by AT, equation number 7. And now if that ln is converted to the log to the base 10, that is multiplied the factor of 2.303. So we getting the equation for the rate constant K is equal to 2.303 upon T log to the base 10 molar concentration of A0 to upon molar concentration of AT. So this equation is 7. Now now this equation 7, it gives the integrated rate law for the first order reaction. Okay, so we will have the rate law in different forms. So we are having one of the equation that is from the integrated rate law, that is a equation of ln molar concentration of A at time t upon molar concentration of A at initially time is 0 is equal to minus kt. Suppose we are giving equation as a 1. So if you are going to take antilog of both sides, so we are getting A, this is cancel L, that molar concentration of A at time t upon molar concentration of A at time 0, that is the initial concentration of reactant A, is equal to E, that is exponential to the power of minus kt, or this is written in the form of also that at remains here. So A0, that molar concentration of A, it's on the other side. We are getting the equation that is a molar concentration of A at time t equal to molar concentration of A at time 0, t equal to 0 into E to the power of minus kt. This equation is given as a equation number 3. Okay, so if you are considering the initial concentration of reactant A, so if we are going to give in terms of mole per dm cube, so let's take the A mole per dm cube be the initial concentration of A at time t equal to 0, and x be the x is the mole per dm cube, that is a concentration of A that decreases during time t. Okay, so x is the concentration of A that decreases during time t, and A is the initial concentration of A at time t equal to 0. So that at time t, what will be the unreacted concentration of A, that is given by A minus x mole per dm cube is nothing but the unreacted concentration of A at time t. So we are substituting these values in equation that integrated rate law for the first order reaction. That first order reaction integrated rate law is given as a k equal to 2.303 upon t log to the base 10 A0 upon AT, that is a molar concentration of A0, that is initially concentration of A upon AT. So instead of A0 we are substituting the A upon A minus X, that is the unreacted concentration of reactant A. So this is the different forms of equation of that integrated rate law for the first order reaction. Now here we are seeing that what will be the unit of K, that is a rate constant. So if you are going to see this equation, then this term is a constant, the time, that is 1 by t. So that is a unit is a time, that for time it may be a second, it may be minute, it may be hours, log to the base 10 A upon A minus X. So this is a concentration and it is given in a mole per dm cube. This is also in a mole per dm cube. So this total quantity is a unitless. So we will have that unit for the K, that is a rate constant, is equal to time inverse. So time inverse is having measuring in a second or minute or hours. So time inverse we are getting the unit for K is also second inverse or minute inverse or hour inverse, depends on the which type of reaction is there. Okay, here we are going to see the next point, that is a half-life of the first order reaction. So what is meant by the half-life? So it is nothing but the time required for the reactant concentration to fall 1/2 of its initial value. So what will be the initial value of that particular concentration of the reactant? It should be half. Then that time required for fall 1/2 of its initial value of that particular concentration is nothing but the half-life. So here we are considering the half-life of the first order reaction. So that radioactive processes, most of the radioactive processes follows the first order reaction. And so we are going to see what is the half-life and the rate constant for first order reaction. We know that equation, that is the integrated rate law for the first order reaction, that is a K equal to 2.303 upon T log to the base 10 A0 upon AT, that is the molar concentration of A at initial T equal to 0, that molar concentration of A at time T equal to 0. So here we written that is the molar concentration of A at 0, that is the initial concentration of A at time t equal to 0, and At is nothing but the concentration of A at t equal to t after the start of the reaction. So when we are considering the half of the initial value of the initial concentration, then what is the time required? So that the time required for A0 by 2 is denoted as a T1 half. So if we are substituting this value in equation 1, we are getting K equal to 2.303 upon T half log to the base 10 A0 upon A0 by 2. So simplify this equation, we are getting 2.303 upon T1 half into log to the base 10 of 2. So looking the logarithm in the logarithm table, we are getting the value is 0.3010. So simplifying this equation, we are getting K equal to 0.693 upon T1 half. So if you are derive the equation for T1 half, that is the half-life period of the first order reaction, is getting T1 half equal to 0.693 upon K. That is the half-life period of the first order reaction. Okay, here we've seen about the half-life period of the first order reaction. We are getting the equation that is a T1 half is equal to 0.693 upon K. Here if you can see that concentration term, that is our molar concentration term, is not present here, means here that first order reaction is that half-life of the first order reaction is independent of the concentration. So initial concentration. So if you are going to see the graph here, this is the plot of time versus the molar concentration of that particular reactant, that is A. Now initially that reactant which is present, the T1 half is nothing but the time required for to fall the concentration exactly half of its initial value. So here we can see the exactly half of the initial concentration. Now if this is considered as a initial concentration, this one, so the time required for fall of the 1/2 concentration of initial concentration, then here we are getting that T1 half. So if we are going to extrapolate this again on the x-axis, we are getting the T1 half. So it shows that half-life period of the first order reaction is independent of the concentration. Okay, so where see the next point, there is that is a graphical representation of first order reaction. So for this one we are considering the reaction A converted to product, that is the first order reaction we are considering. So differential rate law for this equation, we are getting that rate equal to minus dA upon dt. So it's equal to Ka. Okay, so this is the differential rate law for the first order reaction. We are written as a plus 0. Nothing is there, so we are written the plus 0. So this equation we can written in the form of a y. So this is y equal to this K is equal to m, molar concentration of A is as x plus C, that is a constant, that is 0 value. So y equal to mx plus c, that is the equation. This equation is form of a y equal to mx plus c. So if you are going to plot the rate, that is a dA by dt, that is a rate. So rate against the concentration of that particular reactant at time t, we are getting the slope, that graph is of a straight line, and that graph which is getting the straight line is passing through the origin which is having the slope